Hello and welcome. I'm Elke Clarke, and I teach and mentor creative online entrepreneurs how to make money on Zazzle. And today we have a special guest. We have Lorena DePonte, and she is a mom and an entrepreneur, and she works online to make money, specifically using Zazzle. And we are here to explore her story on how she found Zazzle and how she's using Zazzle to help her create her online business. So welcome, Lorena.
Hi, thank you.
Now, the first thing we want to all know is a little bit more about you and your family and the reason that motivated you to start your own business. So if you could let us know a little bit about that, we'd be real, like all ears.
Hi. Like Elke said, I'm Lorena. I live in Canada with my family. My husband and I are raising 4 children. I have 2 girls and 2 boys, and I'm a graphic designer by profession. And I have a design background. I've always loved design, but I have a design agency background, and currently I work in a corporate environment. In addition to that, the business that Elke is talking about is my own, I guess, studio called LD Design Loft. And there I have a website where we have products that we sell online that can be available worldwide. And that's basically what started me on my entrepreneurial journey.
So now, what do you think, why do you think that making money online is a good option for you as a mom and as business owner?
The motivation I had to start my business, I found that there were 2 reasons. When I became a mom, I found that I started thinking about the future more and started thinking about, I want to be there for my children for like the big moments and the things that made them proud. And like, I don't know, you get so much more emotional, I think, when you become a mom, but that seemed very important to me to be present for them. So, I guess I've always thought of like, having your business would give you that flexibility, right? And then the second reason that I thought like starting a business would be great, it would help me in my own personal growth. Like I felt the need to stay creative and to nurture my own, I guess, personal best. When I became a mom, there's this part of me that I also found that I was getting too lost in my children's world, that I forgot to be like, to have my own aspirations. And I was like, okay, now it's your turn, but I forget, like I'm another person that have my own dreams and I have my own things that I want to be proud of. And becoming an entrepreneur basically changed that too. It's like the way my children see me, they're proud of me, right? So I think that I'm going to get emotional. That makes a world of difference. So stop me.
Well, I know, I can feel it too. Like that, just like my parents didn't understand what my kids do. They're so proud of me, and they go, "My mom rocks. She's got her own business online." And I'm about like 10 years after you in terms of your journey, but I did the same thing. I thought the same way. I thought, I still need my own personal life, and I need to sort of have an identity, right? And it's wonderful that you have that same feeling, and it's okay. Don't worry about being emotional, because that's your why, right? And that's the most important thing, is to have a why. So, and also to show your kids that so many things are possible. I'm getting goosebumps when I say it, because it really gives you that opportunity to show your kids that you're, sure, it's one thing to be really there for them, and you are, and this is the way to actually do both, right? To be there for them, but then to still be there in a way that you, in the meantime, are creating a business not only for yourself, but even a legacy for your kids, because it's your own business, right? That you're working on and creating, and who knows, but in the meantime, you show them entrepreneurship, you show them that their mom rocks, and that they, that they could do that too if they wanted to, right?
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. Like, I mean, online marketing has opened my eyes so much that there's so many possibilities out there that, I mean, the internet has changed. Like, I know your question was more about that the difference that the internet has made in our world for me here in Canada to have like a product that I like dream up one morning and I'm like, I'm going to make an invitation, and someone from Australia to purchase it and kind of
Yeah.
go online and I see it and I'm like, wow, it also gives me the gratification that people like my work, right? And that you keep going with that, and it'd be, you know, it's like, thank you for taking the time to, you know, notice great design. And like you said, with my children, when I'm painting or I'm doing like watercolors, they're doing watercolors on their own. So I actually incorporate, like, I mean, I get excited when they do stuff. And so I design stuff where other moms might be like, you know, I want to put my kids' drawing into something, or I want to put their handprint into something. So like Zazzle makes that so possible. So are we talking about Zazzle? Because that's basically the platform that I started with. And I don't think I would have started with a business if it wasn't for that platform.
So talk a little bit more about that, because we kind of, if people who are watching this don't really understand what Zazzle is, then maybe you can sort of give them a bit of a background in terms of like how you found it, and like, because you were looking for something to do online that helped you because you're very creative, right? And you wanted to mesh those two together to have a business, but also allow yourself to be creative and make money because of that. So tell us a little bit more about your journey on how you figured out Zazzle was the place to be and what Zazzle is.
Yeah, for sure. The thing is that I said I had 4 children and I was on my 4th maternity leave. And because I was feeling that, like, that desire to start, like, to do something creative, I challenged myself to make up my own portfolio website, which I've been putting off for so long. And because of that, I was like online on YouTube trying to, you know, figure things out. And then there was a discussion about passive income. And it was like with Chris Doe and Roberto Blake, and they were talking about, you know, that it's possible people make passive income, which was such a new term to me, like passive income. And someone in the comments said something about Zazzle. And I asked that person who had a Zazzle store, I'm like, what is that? It's like, and they said, oh, it's so easy to use, you should look into it. And I'm a person of research. I have to make sure whatever I get into, I'm very safe in what I do. It has to be something that's been backed up by people who've used it, have years of experience. And because Zazzle is a large corporation, so basically it's a platform where you can design something of your own, put your template up on their website, and other people can either personalize it or purchase it as is. And they take care of the fulfillment, so they can ship it to anywhere in the world. And you don't have to worry about doing that yourself. Because I did look into Etsy. I looked into doing freelance work with Fiverr. So like other places like that, but it just seemed more complicated, you know, and the way our life is, it's like, I'd have to take more time out of like my busy schedule already. So what made Zazzle so much more feasible was that, yeah, I designed something, which I made something for my child's birthday, like an invitation. He had his photo on it and he had his invitation details. So with Zazzle, I upload it, and then they can swap the photo, they can change the details, and they could make it their own for their child's party, which was like, so I'm like, what? That's so amazing to me, right? So
Yeah.
I used to do that for like other people, and it was like I design one thing and I never see any, like, you know, I mean, that's it, like no one else gets use of it. It was just that one person. And you know, but now it's getting used all over the world, and other people are benefiting from it, which I'm like, it's so helpful for other people, then why not, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, that's what's
And
amazing about
it's all
that.
free, right? It's all
And
free.
it's all
First,
free. Yeah, there's no upfront cost. Well, I'm like, this business like model, it just works so well for us. So and it's not even just for designers. I know as you have a benefit being a designer, like I have a benefit being a designer, but and an artist, but like you can be an associate. So because I also enjoy other people's work, if I like something, like I can promote it, like I can talk about it and be like, look at this, like Disney came up with something, and they have licensed products that you can basically promote and on your own blog if you have one, or even your Pinterest board. Like even people who are scrolling on Pinterest can find something that they like, and you're helping other people look for stuff that they really need. Like I know I have friends who were like, I didn't know you can make pillows, you know, and put my child's name on it. And it was like, yeah, I didn't either till I started my business. So that was a benefit. And then like there's makers in there as well, which they just support creatives. And I love how they have different niches as well. It's not even just for moms, like it's for different people in different walks of life. And it's almost like sky's the limit at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And the term like make money in your sleep isn't even a figure of speech anymore. And I said YouTube, that's basically how I discovered how to you know, learn from other people about this. And that's where I found you. So I know you're making good money with Zazzle, and that's encouraging to me as well.
Yeah, well, and there's just so many, like you've touched on a lot of different things, and that's what I found as a mom when I was starting out. I didn't know, I didn't know how to make a website. I didn't know how to draw traffic to my own website. If I could even make one, I didn't know much about social media and all that. Whereas, Zazzle had so many millions of visitors a month coming to their site, so they're already doing the marketing for you. Then I did try to make products, and physically, as you said, like I made them for one person, and then after that, unless I advertised or told other people some way or another that I even had this as an opportunity, then I wouldn't be able to sell it again. Whereas here you put it up on your virtual store for free, because there's no cost to start, or also just not any cost to put any product up or any number of products up, right? So it's just sitting there for anyone to come and see, and if someone's in a similar situation, like for you, that example with the birthday invitation, if they like it, then all of a sudden you get your royalty that you set for it, and Zazzle takes care of the rest. They print it, they ship it, they deal with the customer in terms of customer service, which is great, by the way, and also they do the billing, and so you have nothing to worry about. You just get these emails afterwards. It's almost like the Ebates in Canada or wherever it is, right? Because you're basically either, like you said, either recommending products that they're already selling, like a lot of brand name labels and that they have licenses with, but also then yours is in the mix, and it's almost surreal, right? If you to see that your product is up there that you designed, along with Marvel and Disney and all those on the website, and you go, that's my product.
Yeah.
and then people can go in and find that with you sleeping, and all of a sudden in the morning you get an email and say, oh, it's sold. I made a couple of dollars here and there. It's not a get rich quick scheme.
No,
but
no,
on
for
the
sure.
other hand, it's really lovely if you have a certain number of products, they each make you a couple dollars daily. Then all of a sudden, like you said, I'm very fortunate at this point in time. I'm making over 6 figures every year, and I've done that for the last 6 years. And that's because I've worked on a system that helps build up my inventory, and it's consistent sales, so it's great. But it's, as a mompreneur, when I first started out, that was just incredible for me to just slip into the system and not have to worry about so many things that are usually part of starting your own business, right? And it allows you to create your inventory, which is the bread and butter, and not worry about trying to have all the hats on, like accounting and customer service and web design and whatnot, right? You can just slip in, start a store, and very easily get some products up there that can start selling.
No, for sure. And then I think because if you're excited about learning to do more for your business, like you said, it's not like you're a quick rich scheme at all. You still have to put in the hours to work on it, but it's your pace, it's in your own time. And if you have you've started a good base and a beautiful store with the right branding, if you do it right, you still have to go in as a pro. Like, I think for me, that's very important. You treat it as a business, and go in it with your passion, and have fun with it. Like, I think learning the stuff that you need, you'll explore it as an entrepreneur. But when something happens, though, like if all of a sudden your children are sick or something happens in a family, then if you have to put it off, if your store is good, money will still keep coming. Like you'll see sales continue to come in, and then you can go back and check, oh, okay, now I have to make more products, and this is the research that I've made, so this is trending, and then you can kind of get back into it. So I think that's the thing that's very attractive with Zazzle, is that you're not tied and you're not pressured to like, okay, now you have to go fulfill this and get it to this customer. Like they'll take care of that, and you can focus on like designing and like taking photos and like making art and like and just marketing it well. I mean, I'm a fan of social media, and right now social media makes such a difference for us. Like, it's like free advertising, and you get noticed by like big brands that way. I think you just even like Zazzle will promote you if you tag them on your products, and they'll feature your products if they if it works for what they're promoting at that time. So
yeah, no, it's just very interesting, because it even as a business education, you start to understand what's involved, which maybe you didn't even know you needed to start with, and you realize, oh, it's all done for you by using Zazzle, because Zazzle's a print-on-demand company, and that's how they started out, which means basically they don't even have the products ready. It's all virtual until someone purchases the product, and then they go ahead and either print it themselves, or the people that are associated with them in terms of brands that they partner with, they'll print it. So they have the ability to just use a very unique business model, and they were way ahead of their time even back then. But now, if you go look up print-on-demand companies, you realize that there are others out there, but they don't all work the same, do they? This one is very unique in a couple of ways, and I can let Lorena explain that a little bit more for what benefits she has. But as in general, things like Redbubble, Cafe Press, and any of the ones that you would just kind of spread to, and all these other ones that are more t-shirt or related, or just art related, they don't allow the customer to customize. Mm-hmm. And Zazzle has this incredible platform where the customer can go in and customize something and they can see it right away, the way it will look with their text and their photo. And it just is such a powerful selling tool to start with, that draws people in all the time, and also then allows them to make the sale, which is something else, right? You can put a lot of pretty stuff up there, but there's a lot of issues with getting customers to like something, but then to move them to the buy stage. So you have so much more chances of making money because of the way Zazzle has the system set up. And it just helps buyers come to the finish line and actually say, yes, I would like this, and put their credit card down. And it really is so unique, and no other company and e-commerce platform has that. And they keep moving it further and further. So now that it works for us as people who are entrepreneurs, because we can actually use that platform, that design tool, to our advantage, because we don't even need a graphics design program if we don't need it, want to. We can go in there, and actually a lot of my products that I sell consistently all the time that have made me money for years are ones that I only use the design tool for, in terms of text and adding maybe an image or something. But you do not need a big like artistic experience, or it's not artistic experience, but either be an artist or a photographer. You can actually just be someone who wants to try this out, and has either just sort of designed something for their kids like you did, mm-hmm. and realized you have talents that you didn't even know existed, right? Because mm-hmm. you use the templates. Now, would you encourage other moms who want to start a business to think about Zazzle, or like what do you feel? Like, could you, even with someone who doesn't have any skills, could you suggest and say that yes, this would be something they could give it a try?
I think I think it's a good start to get into Zazzle, because like I said, there's different avenues for them to make money. So I mean, if let's say you're a writer, if you have a blog, you can basically promote products from Zazzle that's probably associated to a store that you have. So and help some people along, because like if someone you're talking about parties or something, then and you actually admire a party invitation there and you used it for yourself, and you go, you know what, this shop has that, or a wedding or a bridal shower or something like that, and you can talk about weddings and then say, oh, this is where I found easy templates to use. So there's avenues in that way.
And that would be like the affiliate income part.
That would be yeah, because you get money referring other people into Zazzle. So they do, I think it's 15% at this time. So you can generate income that way. So even, like I said, in Pinterest, if you found, you were on Pinterest, you were scrolling through and you saw, while you were in your Zazzle account, and saw, okay, well, these shoes look great. You can customize these shoes, and you have like a board on like sports or about style, then you can basically share it, and you can get, it links back to you, and you can get a percentage as well. So
yeah, actually some people that are on Zazzle don't even have a virtual store. They just do referrals because they love Pinterest, and they love recommending things to their friends and all their boards that they have, and they make quite a good amount of money doing that, just that. So you're incorporating your thing that you did for fun and making an income from that already, right?
yeah, no, for sure. So it's like, I mean, you have benefits being like an artist and a designer, but like because there's other ways that you can make money through Zazzle, you can take advantage of that and look into it. So other people who have like experience in affiliate marketing, they can explore Zazzle in that way. So like I did want to say, I said I began with a website for myself. That's just an aside thing. But the thing that's great, Zazzle houses your shop in their website, right? So you don't have to construct a whole website like I did. It was just, for me, it was a challenge and I needed it. And actually it was working to my advantage, because it shows that like I have my own brand, and, and when people look for me, they'll find me, and then they'll find my Zazzle shop. But if you just wanted to be on Zazzle and that's where your shop is, and you beautify it in that way, you could start. So
Yeah.
if you do calligraphy, if you do stuff like that, you can put it on like mugs and pillows, and it's just so fun. Like, I mean, really, you just start doing it. And to me, because I said, I want to promote people's creativity, because if you can design on trays, if you're a baker, and you write a blog about it, put it have your business logo on something, and then sell it that way, or there's just so many other possibilities. And it's like, you just your mind is the only thing that's probably going to limit you when it comes to this. So yeah. I'm very excited about it. So can you tell?
Yeah, no, and I have a passion for it too. And that's how I started teaching other people, because I feel the need to have people understand how this goes, right? Like, because it's not actually, even though the company's been around for more than 10 years, it's not understood yet how Zazzle works, because it's so unique compared to some of the other ones. They sometimes get grouped in with other businesses, and they think, well, is it even an issue, or like, can you even make money on Zazzle? And so that was my passion after I realized, well, I'm very, very fortunate. Because I've been on Zazzle for so long, and I've made consistently like 6 figures. I'm actually now at the point where I've made over $1 million on Zazzle now.
Wow.
And I thought, this is now the time to give back, because Zazzle's been so incredible for me. It helped me to stay at home with my kids. I was in a corporate job, and I was traveling everywhere. And the thing that broke my heart was when my daughter said, "Mommy, where are we supposed to be today? And when are you going to pick us up?" And it's like, oh my gosh, it just broke my heart, because I had like 3 different babysitters depending on what day I was traveling, and whether my husband was traveling at the same time. And so finally I said, that's it. As much as I want my career job and want to, as Lorena said, do something so that I feel that I'm not getting lost in my own family, then, I've got to do something else. And it took me a long time to figure something out. I tried to do anything and everything online, and either sell physical products, or then, because it was 10 years ago, there wasn't nearly as much of an option. And at that point too, Zazzle was just one of the many online things. And most people told me that they were very worried that I was going to try and do this, because I didn't trust it, and I thought it was just the next fad. But now the company is very stable. It's out of Redwood, California. They're still privately owned, and they're just always working with creative entrepreneurs like Lorena and I to continually improve and help us as business owners to have the ability to create these online businesses, even though we're working through them. It's really amazing, actually. And they initially had about 100 products, and now they have thousands of products, and it's incredible. Anything from home decor to clothing to electronic things that you could do, like cell phone cases, to stationery, to household goods. And you can decorate your entire bathroom and your entire bedroom, right? And you can make dishes. You can actually even create edibles, and all of these also have the ability to be customized. So, and as a creative entrepreneur like Lorena and I, you can basically speak to like add anything to any of these products in a way that a customer can then customize it. And that's the beauty of this, right? You're bringing manufacturing to the next level. You're allowing someone like ourselves to have a functional and profitable business while manufacturing one-offs, which is very difficult to do, right? So that's what Zazzle has, and they're international. And I love what Lorena said at the beginning, that she makes us something up and then she has a customer that's in Australia. I used to love doing that when I used to look at my sales spreadsheet and I go, oh, look, I just sold something to someone in Dubai and to Japan and to Ireland. And it's so wonderful. All of a sudden, like I'm also from Canada, and it's really difficult, right, to get known and out there in terms of your own brand and recognition, and all of a sudden you're an international brand by using Zazzle as your manufacturer. It's just fabulous if you use that aspect of it, right? The other aspect is you can combine both, but you can also do it as an affiliate program. And I thought that was really fun too, because I would do that too, because I loved going on Pinterest, and I would tell people all about, I loved doing boards and bringing Zazzle products into the boards so that people could just see it. And it was just fabulous. It was just, I don't know, like it allows you to tap in so many different ways to make money that it's just a win-win situation, right?
For sure. I mean, I didn't know that Zazzle was the only one that could customize and personalize, like what you were saying. So I'm lucky that way, because that's what I was looking for. I wanted someone to be able to, because I mean, there's one thing when you like something and this is the color that you would like, but then if someone wants a different theme color, they can actually change it. And that's the thing that's awesome. They have this tool where you can see it instantly, right? Where they can put in their name, and it's like, one said Samantha, now it says Margaret, like, and it's like, hey, that's my name, and they can play around with it. So that's why I'm like, yeah, get creative and like have fun with it. And so they'll start with your base design, and like they can run with it. So and then like it just, I mean, I get excited when people get personalized gifts from me, like, so I don't know how other people feel. So when I can't wait when it comes in the mail for me. So I made a ball for my husband during Christmas, and it was like the kids wanted to give it to him already when it came. So, like, I think that if I can do that for other people, like, go for it. Like, here are my designs. I want you to enjoy it. So yeah.
Yeah. And, do you think that, well, I like the fact that you've done so many things where you've actually ordered things. For me, I just totally trusted Zazzle because at the beginning it was very difficult to actually bring things from the States into Canada because it would cost me so much money for the shipping, right? But for me, even just having my invitations that I printed out, and there was a great offer one time where it was like 70% off, so I got some, and it was just to try and see what they actually look like. And it's like, oh, look at this, my actual products. And when you're working in a digital world, you forget that someone else is going to unpack it and get the same joy like that you got. Like, I'm proud that I did that, and that I had the ability with my ideas and my designs to make someone else's like occasion special or give them a really cool gift. And yeah, the customization aspect is absolutely phenomenal. Some people have, other companies have tried it, but they're not nearly, like, it's all patented on Zazzle's end, and it's very difficult to reproduce that. And most companies don't have the, well, they don't even want to move into that aspect because it takes a lot of research money and design time to actually set this type of scenario up online. And so unique is, it's as unique as possible. And that is exactly what Zazzle's motto is to create unique designs one at a time all over the world and allow people to have that ability to be unique. And I think that's actually even why they called it, they wanted a weird and unique name, so that's why they called it Zazzle in the first place. I was watching some of the older videos as to, you know, the two brothers and the father who, the beavers who started the company. They wanted something that stood out because that's what they were going to do. They were going to stand out in this print-on-demand environment, and they certainly have over the years. And they just keep improving, and it's incredible. Now they're doing everything mobile, and so it's even better to for anyone shopping on mobile, because more than 50% of the population now just shops on mobile, which is so different from when the days when I would get, my first customers would send me an email and they would say, like, I'm really not comfortable leaving my credit card information online. Here's my phone number, call me up, and then you can place the order for me. And it's like, wow, you know, we've really come a long way since Zazzle started. And of course, now not only is Zazzle a very accepted and well-known company, but everybody else shops online as if they never even knew anything different, right? So now, at the beginning though, like I was talking about my beginnings, and I've certainly had my struggles to get going, but what about you? When did you start all this on Zazzle? Did you, was that like a year ago or whatever? And then do you have any struggles getting started?
I know it was around end of 2016. So when I think I looked into it more, and like I was like saying how I explored it and I stumbled upon it doing while I was on YouTube and stuff, right? But like I started seeing sales 2 weeks after I posted my first products, which was like, I thought it was like a mistake. I thought I ordered my own products, like, because I was playing around with it. And I also thought like maybe like it was my husband's like friend that felt bad for me. And I was like, because they were asking about some of my stuff. So they were on my website and thought, oh, these are really cool. Like my husband was like telling them, oh yeah, my wife has this new site. So they were looking and they thought it was cool. So I thought, oh, they felt bad for me. So I'm like, because I said, I tell them thank you. And so he was like, oh yeah, I said thank you. That like they had no idea what you're talking about because they didn't order anything yet. They were still just looking. So I was like, when I looked at it, it was $2 in sales at the time. It was a wedding thank you card, which was like based on my own wedding thank you card, because I really loved the way we did ours. And so I'm like, no, that $2 is real. Like my husband's like, that's for real. It's a sale. I'm like, okay. And then I think a few days later, another $2 came in. So that was enough to motivate me. I'm like, let's go make more stuff. Like, you know, and I guess that's the part I thought was great. Because it's like, I knew I liked it. And it was like, and I researched enough that people were looking for thank you cards, and it was something that was popular. So, and like based on how I looked for my stuff, like, you know, how, you know, people wedding thank you cards, using those familiar tags into my products, like, I guess it brought me up into the Zazzle list to be one of the first few. And I guess it was a new product and people were looking for new stuff. So stuff like that, a combination of those things worked. Struggle, I guess, yeah, like I was fortunate that I saw sales in the first 2 weeks, but I was really very dedicated to getting into it, that I looked like for ways and how to market myself. And I also, I'm a lifelong learner. And I think that because I started exploring how to do more for my business is when I saw a difference. Like, you know, because I said I wanted to grow, I wanted to do more. So it was like, I found mentors online. I found like, I mean, there's ways you can find mentors online, like with podcasts and books and like YouTube and things like that. And for me, it was like, nowadays it's like you can see who you could trust and who has been doing this and has been doing well. So that's where you came in, where I'm like, hey, somebody that found success. It's not like they're making it up, like they actually do this for a living. So your free content, like on your blog and your I think your ebook, that was very helpful. Like, I mean, in the beginning, it was like, I mean, I made $2, like, so I need free content. So looking into that stuff, I mean, it made me feel like, okay, this is doable, right? So I can keep going with it. And so that process of like learning, I think it just made such a difference. So with your courses, like I know I signed up to on your, I think it was December. So when I started making more money, I'm like, I want to invest in this. So your beginners program like was a great start. It basically helped me avoid like doing my templates wrong, or, cause like that was the reason some of the stuff wasn't selling, right? Cause like people would give up if your templates weren't done properly. So that was a benefit for me. And like, I know I said it's not a quick, rich scheme, right? For sure. But like, you still have to work, but you have to work smarter. And I think for sure, that's what I learned from your beginners program. And so like, and I would never endorse anything that I haven't tried yet. So I know I'm happy to be an affiliate. I'm happy that you've approved me as an affiliate, because I want to be able to help other people. And your program has done that for me, and the advanced course even more, because of the community that you've started. The Facebook group that we're allowed to participate in, like people are just so supportive and they're so sweet, and you make a sale and people celebrate with you. So yeah, I'm a fan of your courses, and definitely it's worked for me. And because of the step-by-step process that you've laid out, like it if you do the work, it makes sense. Like you analyze your stuff, and you look at the past, and it makes a difference in how you would create in the future. Like you're not just like, I'm not mindlessly just creating products anymore. Like, I mean, I know what I like, and but now it's like more focused and intentional in what I'm doing. So yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, thanks for the endorsement. Well, I just want to say that, yes, Lorena is now an affiliate, but just as of yesterday. So before that, she was just, and that's what I teach actually in the course, is I want all, anyone who's in my course, I want them to be self-sufficient. I want them to run a good online business. And one of the things that I make sure that they do is have alternate streams of income. And so I encouraged Lorena to become an affiliate, because now that we're doing this promotional interview, right? It's Lorena talking from the heart. But on the other hand, we have an affiliate program to help people when they sell our courses, to then help them make money so that they can buy our courses. And that's basically the idea. It's not really for me to make money. It's for them to be able to then come into the program so they can start to be self-sufficient and run a proper online business. And that's the only reason we're doing that in the first place, is just to make sure that everyone in my group is learning that there should be alternate streams of income, and that this is one of them. The affiliate program is another, and like Zazzle is another. And just like any other program, like Zazzle has the affiliate program, any online business has an affiliate program. So it's just another way. And it's really wonderful that I'm able to help all these mompreneurs, because that's what I really want to do. That's the entire reason why I have dedicated myself over the last year and a half to help mompreneurs. And I'm so glad to hear these reviews, and they come in all the time, and I just kind of melt, because I just feel so gratified by knowing that others are succeeding, because I had a really tough time of it when I first started. I didn't have any mentors. I didn't have anybody to tell me the inside secrets that they would hold closely like when I first started, there were lots of people that were already making six figures even back 10 years ago, and they just held it very close to their chest, and they didn't give anyone any information as to how we could get started, that, you know, people that were just starting like myself. And I vowed that if I ever became successful, this is what I would do. I would spend my time making sure that others would understand how to do this, and give them not just sort of tidbits to get started, but to, you know, how they say you can teach a man, you can give a man food, or you can give a man, teach him how to fish, right? So when I'm teaching people how to fish so that they can actually do their own and be successful. And that's what I'm really hoping down the road. The courses have been started the beginner's course in 2016 in November, and then the July course, or the advanced course in July of 2017. So we really haven't been on very long in terms of the course. And some of my students are slated to make almost five figures in the next year, like from starting the course within a year. And others are working their way through. So like I said, it's not a quick get rich quick scheme. And then I, in my first 2 years, made only $2,000. And so I want, now that people are making five figures in less than a year because of my help, it just makes me so grateful that I have the ability to teach people what has worked for me after working on my system, as I call it, or my profit plan, so that others can then just take off and fly. I want people to reach their potential and make a difference in where they want to go with their business. So that's what I'm here to do. So yeah, Lorena, how, like, can you talk a little bit more about what Zazzle has done for you since you started?
So yeah, for like what we're talking about.
Well, your income, but I want to, not like that you don't have to divulge your income, but you, like, I'd love to hear how it made a difference in terms of what you can do now with your family, in terms of
For
your
sure.
budget, and because that's what's the most important thing, right? We all want to do an income. We want to have an income that allows us to make money while we're doing the things that are actually the more important things. We're not here to make money. We're here to get our time back, which is the precious thing that's so important, right? That's the whole idea behind this whole business concept.
No, I mean, for me, it has helped with the family budget for sure. And I mean, we're saving up for like a vacation. I mean, my husband and I are celebrating like 10 years and stuff this year. So that's like a goal we have. So, but yeah, like it's just, you know, it makes things like when you see it, and it's like, it actually paid for Christmas this year, you know, so all the Christmas expenses were taken care of. And I mean, that to me, it's like, it's such a blessing to have that. It's like, we never had that before. And especially with myself being on maternity leave, like 4 times, like, you know, it's taken a toll. So to have like that extra stream of income, it was just like, why didn't I find this before? But I know it was all timing. Like you said, you started your course. It was exactly where I started exploring it then. Like, I think it was just, you know, perfect. And that I'm like, okay, if someone's there to guide me when it came to things. So, and I did want to say, like, thank you to you and Jen, because like you have the sense of abundance that you're not like, okay, this is just money for us. Like there's that, there could be a feeling of like, oh no, I don't want to divulge my secrets and stuff. But really, you know, everyone has different niches. They have different, you know, ways that they can create. So, I mean, you're not like, of course you don't copy other people's designs. Like, you know, there's copyrights and stuff that you have to respect. But like, if you see that there's a system that they go, this is how you can produce products, you know, be more productive, like you're sharing that. And I think it's great that you're paying it forward. And to me, this is like, this interview for me is that's I want to pay it forward as well. I saw, like I said, I was always on YouTube, my frequent YouTube, and I remember someone said the same thing. They were like, if they started making money online, they wanted to say, here's how you do it. And that you're doing the same thing. Like, and I want to be able to do the same, because like I said, it's like, to find something that lights you up, like it makes a difference. Like it makes your home happier, and like the way things are balanced. Like people are asking like, how are you doing everything? You know, like you have 4 kids, you have this and stuff. But honestly, if you're enjoying what you're doing, it doesn't even feel like work. Cause like I want to get up at 5 a.m. and start doing like, you know, watercolors. I want to look at what's there in the market, you know. So like while the kids are getting ready for school and stuff, I can basically think about that kind of stuff. So it's always going on my mind, and I'm happy, driving to work thinking about like, how can I market this? Or, it's just kind of like part of the whole lifestyle we have is just like, okay, well, we can keep becoming creative. Like my eldest daughter is 9 years old now, or she's gonna be 9, and she talks about, it's like, I want to shop, like I want to have my own shop when I'm older. And I see Jen has done that when she was younger as well, and with your mentorship, and it's like, yeah, it's so possible, right? Like, why not? So I'd like to encourage her in that way. And so she does the piano, she does all these other things, and if you can incorporate the things that you love into your own business, like I think you can create a business that you enjoy, and that could bring so much happiness, and like that it will work in the way your life is. Why not? So I'd like to encourage that in other people. So go for it.
That is so true. And you know what, that's a thing that is really important, actually, because kids don't get taught anything about business when they're in school. They get taught how to read and write and whatnot, and learn lots of facts, but they don't actually get taught how to do anything with regards to business. And what we're doing is actually teaching them to move into a traditional job. And what happens if those traditional jobs are not there for them one day, right? And why not encourage an entrepreneurial spirit in our children? And so I started Jennifer off, my daughter, on Zazzle when she was in her teens, but you can start a store for anyone who's 13 years and above. So your daughter is very close, and then she can start to understand what it's all about. Work ethic, and like, it's such a great teaching tool for all your kids to, and then if they see a little bit of income coming in, like, this is better than doing chores and having an allowance, right? Because that's the parents talking about, you have to do this in order to get $5 or whatever but this way they are in charge of their own little business, and it is really another option that's a side benefit for young families that've got kids that want to, the parents want to teach them about business and online entrepreneurship. So Zazzle, it allows you to do that as well. 13 years, and then you can get started. But I don't know if there's anything, like, you can already get them their own website. But yeah, if your daughter's keen, don't let that go, right? And this is the thing. This is the way I am. I'm like, I feel really passionate about helping others, and here I am already like, okay, Lorena, got to get your daughter on a website. Like, people become, when they're in my courses, and then if I get to know them, even if they're not in my courses, and people send me emails all the time and asking me, what should I do? And I pour my heart and soul into it, because I go, some people are not in the best of situations, and then this might be a way to get them out of it. Or they're just not sure whether this is something they can do. And I try and give them the confidence that they can at least give it a try, right? You have to be able to give it a try first. And then if it works for them, great. But if not, then at least they say that they've tried it. And that's more important, is people need hope sometimes, and encouragement to get started. And I love that Lorena said that about my positive environment, because that's what we do. We make sure that everyone understands that there's an abundance of opportunity on Zazzle. Most of the people who talk to me and say, well, I can't make this work, because the people who are already on there for a long time, they've taken up all the space, and that there's no longer a chance to be as successful as we were and are now. And that is just so wrong, because I've even proven it now. Like, at first it was like, no, I don't believe you. I just have other people who've just started on Zazzle within 2 years, and I can see on Zazzle that they're always in the bestseller list. So I know, from just doing the assumptions, that they're doing really well. But now even students in my courses are realizing that it's true, because now they've got the tools to run a business. Basically, that's what it is. And now they're starting to see the success themselves, which I love, and we're passionate about that. We're still like doing happy dances for people who we have in our course, because that's the whole idea, right? Is for others to be successful, And that's all I'm really looking for. And I get really frustrated when people go, oh no, I can't do it. And it's like, well, there's a barrier there, and I'm going to find it. I'm going to make sure that you don't have any barriers, so that you give this a shot. But yeah,
I think that's for sure, that having the community makes that difference. And that I know you have frequent live Q&As in the Facebook group, and to me, like, I basically confirms that you're not alone in this business part, because I know it can get overwhelming. It can become like one of those things that could stop you, and like all of a sudden, like, okay, I'm not creative anymore, there's nothing else I can do. But then having, just like, okay, well, Elke's on and Jen's on, what do they have to say? But like going on and like seeing what people are saying, and like it sparks ideas, and like, and I love how I guess that's the benefit I see when I have the Facebook group as a community, being part of the advanced course, is that, someone would be like, hey, there's a contest going on. I might not have paid attention to that. Like they'll say Zazzle has a contest going on. Like I didn't know about the Christmas card contest that was happening, and someone posted it, and I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, I should get on that. And that motivated me to create like cards, because I was never, I think I had a few card collections, but when I said, okay, I'm going to make a few. So I did 10 designs, I think, for this Christmas. And yeah, this was like our best, like that was our best month, like Christmas. And I didn't know that. I'm like, oh, Christmas is a big deal, I guess so, right? And yeah, I made a difference. So like by November, people started buying cards that I designed, and I was like, oh, awesome. And then that was another benefit, because I had put them on the wrong size. See, I didn't know that. And and that was something that was like it was a wrong link that was sent, and by the I don't know, on the Zazzle chat, I think. And then when someone at the course from our course mentioned it, I think it was you, and I was like, what did she mean? And then it gave me enough time to fix all my templates. So I think it was like a wrong one from a forum, and anyway, so after I fixed it, then it started selling. So stuff like that, like that makes such a difference. Like it's like it's if you can invest in yourself, like, having that mentorship, and having like a place like that you can trust, like I would say, try it, and make sure that you have that community to support you. So
yeah, well, thank you. So, well, Lorena, is there anything else that you want to say? We're going to wrap this up, and it's just been lovely to listen to you, and there's so many aspects, right, now that you understand that we've covered, and I hope people watching that understand that there's so many benefits, and go for it, and just give us a little summary of what you want to say.
I said, when I first was thinking about this interview, it made me realize why I started this business. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. And I wanted to, I just encourage people to visit me on our website, which is like lddesignloft.com. And hopefully you guys find something that you like from our shop. And if there's anything that I can help you with, let me know. But to me, I'd love to support entrepreneurs, and encourage people to find that passion that, can help you feel proud, and make your children proud of what you're doing as well. So.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Lorena. It was an inspiring story. I love all the points that you've made, because you've really covered everything. You've covered the fact that you really want to still have a business that you can run online, so you can be there for your kids and not miss any of that out, but also be independent and feel like you're still creating something for yourself, and that your children can then be proud of you for, which I think is a biggie for moms, because we get lost in our identity, really. And then that you found Zazzle, which gives you, plugs into all of those things that were on your checklist in terms of what you needed to have that working for you as a business, to create income, but be creative, but not have to worry so much about all the other things that you would need to have a functional business up and running so quickly, right? And so you basically ended up with what you didn't know before was called passive income.
Yeah.
And then now you get time freedom, so that, as you said, if something happens and your family needs you, you can be part of that, and you don't have to worry that your business isn't running while you don't have to be at a shop, or you don't have to fulfill a customer's order. It's all done for you, which that was the best and biggest thing for me. And then the fact that you had income to start doing things, like that's what I first started doing, is just basically was really happy when I had pocket change so I could take them to the movies. And then the next thing I graduated up to, oh, I just paid for my Christmas gifts like you did. And then the next thing was like, oh, we're saving up for a vacation. How can we do that? Well, because your mom's making money on Zazzle. And yeah, so it just kind of built like that. And then now, of course, like when when the kids go, how did you make that much money? Can I start a store? Yeah. So, and your kids are going to be the same. And I love that you can even give your kids an opportunity to use this as a teaching moment for them, good and bad, right? And it's fabulous. I'm so glad that you became a member of our course, and then I got a chance, and I'm very privileged to have gotten to know you, and thank you so much for agreeing to do the interview so that we can really dive deep into your background and your Zazzle journey, which I love. I love being part of this, and feel so grateful that I've been able to help you in multiple ways so that you can move forward in what you want to accomplish as a mompreneur in your own business. And I'm so thankful that you did this interview with us. Now, Lorena's website is LDdesignloft.com, and we will definitely post this in the below the video on YouTube, and also in the blog post. And be sure to read the blog post, because that also has some great information as well to help you understand Lorena's journey. And she's already said that she would love to talk to you, so feel free to contact her. We'll also put that basically through her website. You can contact her, and then we can all help each other. That's what we're here for. It's abundance, and as women and mompreneurs, we want to help each other build the business that we would like to have to help support our whys, which is multiple, like different things, but in essence, what Lorena said, being able to be an online business entrepreneur, as well as be there for her family and have some sort of sense of being proud of accomplishing something great with her own business. So thank you so much, Lorena.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. I'm Elke Clarke, and again, I teach and mentor online entrepreneurs how to make money on Zazzle, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.